Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Why Not Me podcast. I am your host, Jerry Ruiz. With me today, I got international superstar Fabio Pisco.
Hello, guys.
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing fine. Just another day in the office.
All right. Just to let everyone know, Fabio, where are you from?
I'm from Portugal. Actually, like in the middle of Portugal, not in the south, not in the north, in the center.
Okay. Hey, is that in Spain or is that close to there?
No. Portugal is actually on the east side. East, no, west. West is actually the left side, right? Yes, it's the west. East is the right. So in on the west of Spain.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I wasn't too sure. For some reason, I thought you were from Spain, but that makes sense why you speak Portuguese, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like Ronaldo, for example, he's also Portuguese.
Okay. So we're gonna compare you to Ronaldo.
I'm not even close to that. Not even the tech Ronaldo.
Okay, all right. We'll call you mini Ronaldo then. That's cool.
Yeah, something like that.
So your channel Ancient Gameplays. What is that all about?
Well, basically, Ancient Gameplays is about hardware, gaming, and I know that although the name is Ancient Gameplays, the main focus is not actually gameplays. It was gonna be gameplays, but as the channel grew, I actually changed the focus a little bit, and I also thought of changing the name. Um, but well, I mean, people actually and the viewers of my channel actually told me to not do it and to actually keep the name because it was actually more not more distinctive, let's say.
Okay, yeah, no, I like the name. I was a little curious because I know you do a lot of tech reviews now, right?
uh Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Oh, yeah, I was curious with the name because I know you do a lot of tech reviews.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen. Do you still game it?
Yeah, of course, I do not game as I used to, though, because well, time runs short.
Yes, sir.
but yeah, I do game, and for example, when I start playing a game, I kind of get sticked to it, so
Okay.
a,
Yeah.
a game that I like, at least.
No, I know how you feel about that. How long have you had your channel for?
It's gonna make like 4 years, I think. Yeah, four
4 years.
years in
Jeez.
February. Yeah.
No, that's a good amount of time, bro. Does it feel like it's been 4 years?
Well, time flies by really, really fast. But I mean, the last year was kind of crazy because I had the biggest growth last year. Um, my channel went from like 20K to 50K now. 50K today, like half an hour ago.
All right.
um,
Hey,
yeah, let's applaud to that.
everyone watching, go ahead and put clapping emojis. Go ahead and say, "Let's go." Give this man a hype. fifty
Exactly.
thousand, bro. Dang.
Exactly. That's pretty crazy if you think that this channel started out of a joke. Let's not call it a joke, but more like um my brother telling me something like my brother actually had a little channel that he did back then, and he had something like a CS:GO. If I remember correctly, it was a CS:GO, something like a cheat for CS:GO or something. My brother is like 12 years younger than me. Um, and he actually had that, and he said, "Hey, Fabio, why don't you create a channel also? You know that those things about tech and so on. Why don't you create a channel?" And I was like, "Why should I create a channel if I actually like to enjoy things and not show the things to others. I like to keep things to myself, enjoy that moment, and the same is to gaming." But I actually did my first video, and I don't know, things just flew.
Okay, it was kind of organic, right? After you started
Exactly,
doing it.
exactly.
Were you when you first started doing it, were you nervous or did you feel like you kind of didn't know what you were doing or did
Yeah,
you
of course, of course. I mean, I didn't know anything. I just knew a bit of, let's say, like a bit of image modeling, a bit of yeah, more about image, not about the video editing. I really didn't know anything about video editing, and I actually had to learn as I did more and more videos. But I wasn't, as you asked, I wasn't really I didn't feel how should I say it? I'm missing the word. You were talking about that feeling, that rush you have. How should I say it?
like nervous or
Yeah, nervous. Yes, that was the term. It was missing me.
okay. And for people that are new to Fabio, he how long have you been speaking English for?
Well, I did a bit of it in middle school, of course, but then I stopped for several years. And when I started my channel, I actually started speaking in Portuguese,
Yeah.
but then I just felt it wasn't that great, and I felt like I needed to change a bit. And I was like, okay, let's do it in English. If I don't actually know how to speak it, well, I'll learn it again.
Yes, sir.
That's how things work.
Yeah. Hey, you don't learn or you don't know if you can until you try, right?
Exactly.
And I remember I watched some of your videos. I sometimes when I see you talking on there, you say excuse me for my bad English or something like that. And I feel like you're doing a good job, man.
Yeah, at least I try because I actually have all my things in English, and I always have. I just have my pronouns, which sometimes, mostly when I'm kind of tired, because I sometimes record when I'm tired. um I kind of have my mother language flowing into my brain, and sometimes I want to speak in English, but my mother language is like, oh man, I'm gonna take over. English is not for you, just speak in Portuguese, it's better. And well, I have to fight it while I'm recording. That's mostly it, yeah.
Yeah, I feel you when it's been a while now, but I remember when I went to go visit Mexico. That's where my family's from. I was probably
Oh,
there
I see.
for like a day or two, and I like when I was thinking things, I was thinking in Spanish. Like I wasn't even thinking in English no more. And I remember catching myself like, oh, that's crazy how quick you transition to that.
Exactly. That is the thing that actually people that only have one language don't understand, because when you talk several languages, sometimes you mix shit up.
Yeah, that's true, man. And like it sucks because you can be speaking perfect, the other language perfectly, and then you forget one word, and then you get stuck because you're trying to figure out
Exactly.
what you're
Like,
trying
for
to say.
example, nervous. When I was trying to say the word nervous. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you said when you didn't know anything about video editing or anything. How was that like at first? How do you feel your videos were compared to now?
Oh, my videos were like shit. Sorry if I can say
No,
shit,
you
but
could say whatever you
uh,
want, bro. This is your episode.
they were like shit because they had really rough editing, almost no editing at all. They were, at least I think they were boring. The audio and the video quality were, Jesus Christ, they were really bad. And now that I look back, I say, man, I need to improve, and I feel the need to keep improving at every video. That's what I feel.
All right, now that's a good goal to have. Do you ever think about going back and like reviewing some of your videos you did just for like a special treat or something? Maybe an anniversary.
Well, I mean, maybe yes, maybe because some people really ask that, and I find myself with a lot of people still watching some of my videos from like 1 or 2 years ago. um and that's really strange, because when I look back at those videos, I'm like, damn, what was I doing? I mean, um how did I end up doing this? And basically, how did I actually improve in such a short amount of time?
It's crazy because you said you didn't start out like reviewing tech and doing the video editing, but a lot of people like Tim Farnham, he said, "Thanks, Fabio. You helped me a ton fine tuning my build." Uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's how I
Thanks for watching, man. Really, thanks a lot.
that's how I found you. I your video on overclocking the 3600X. I needed help doing that, so I went ahead and looked you up. Or I just typed in how to overclock with 3600X. You popped up, and I mean, here we are now, bro. It's crazy how the world works.
Yeah, and it's funny because actually some people it's really funny how people actually look at the videos and some say for example, okay, you can't explain shit, and some others say like, man, this was the best explanation I've ever heard. So
Hey, it
it's
works
like,
for me.
yeah, complete opposite. That's the fun part.
Yeah, you like the criticism, good and bad.
Yeah, some people just don't know how to criticize. They actually go, like we say in Portugal, entram a pé juntos.
I,
It means that people just go like really brute force, and they don't care if they are right or wrong. They they just really don't care. They are there to make you feel bad about something, even if they aren't actually correct.
how'd you say that? Antra.
Entram a pés juntos. Basically, when you use the two feet to enter, like for example, when we use, this is actually a football term, a soccer term.
Oh, when they slide.
Exactly,
Oh,
it's a
okay.
slide with 2 feet.
And for people that don't watch sports, it's like when you're going down a water slide. When you're going down with two
Exactly,
feet.
exactly. But
Okay.
you hit someone.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, you can do that too when you're swimming.
Yeah, but that won't be really good. I mean,
um, how long does it take for you to set up for a video?
well, that really depends on the type of the video. Mostly that.
Oh, okay. I guess on average, or maybe your last video, how long does?
Mm, well, my last video was basically sitting here,
Mm-hmm.
thinking a little about what I should talk about. Basically, my most recent video is about an insight of what I'm gonna bring to the channel with the new hardware, and for example, with what I'm going to do with my 50K subscribers special episode, in which my girlfriend will also help me, of course. But I'll do, for example, a full day with me. And well, I'm also watching the chat. So Sean, okay, sorry, I can't read
Sean
that.
Rollins,
Rollins,
I believe so.
yeah, maybe, yeah. Sean Rollins, you're the man also, and thanks, really, thanks for watching my channel, man. I appreciate it a lot.
Hey, Jerry's the man
Uh,
too, bros.
no doubts. Just leave your like. I already left mine.
Do you have a benchmark setup coming up? Or
Yeah. Basically, I have in this moment I have like four PCs. Yeah, I have this one I'm using, which is my most recent bench table. We can call it bench table.
all right.
Um, and I have my there. You can't actually see them, but they are there. My two PCs, my two main PCs. Um, I mean, I say my two main PCs, but it is actually just one. The other is like a backup PC, which I also use for some testing. And I have my my brother's PC, yeah, which I also built for him. Sorry.
No, that's all right.
Um, and yeah, for example, I recently built a PC for my girlfriend also. So yeah,
How'd she like that?
yeah, I think she enjoyed it. She isn't much of a gamer, but she likes to play now and then. Sometimes she plays a little of Witcher 3 and so on, and watch some series and so on.
What do you have in your main PC, if you don't mind me asking?
In terms of hardware,
Yeah.
for now it is a Ryzen 5 3600 XT,
Mm.
16 gigabytes of RAM, 4400 megahertz CL19, They are actually downclocked to 3800 due to the CPU limitations, but they are also with really tightened timings. As for the GPU, I have the RX 5700 XT, also overclocked and undervolted. And basically, those are the main parts.
Okay.
But I'm gonna change them for the 6800 XT, the Radeon, and the Ryzen 5 5600X.
Okay. Are you gonna be able to? They come out tomorrow, right? The
Well,
the
at least
CPU.
one, the Ryzen, yes.
Yeah, the
At
CPU.
least, well, since we're past midnight here, I can actually be able to buy it right now.
Oh, then what are you on here for? Go buy it.
Yeah, I actually buy everything online.
Okay, nice.
Not everything, but almost everything.
Do they have an equivalent of Micro Center over there?
No, 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 no. Not even close. Because if we had that, actually, we would be really, really good. We have some really good stores. For example, I can name four of them that have like physical stores and have a really good amount of stock to sell. But most of the stores don't have much stock, and they will just have the stock in warehouses where they send directly to your home. So if you go to the store, you don't have that much of a choice.
Okay, it's kind of like that in the city where I live. You only have like Best Buy and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Like to get like GPUs.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I think Sean is actually he wants to ask a question.
sure. I was at towards the end. I have a segment where I do live questions. If you want to save it for then,
Oh, okay, okay.
I mean you can write it down now, Sean, and then I'll go ahead and read it later in case you forget. Or if you have multiple questions, go ahead and write them down, and we'll ask Fabio. That
Yeah,
sound
I'll be here to answer.
okay? Yeah. I just want to get to know Fabio a little more. But like I said, feel free to write your questions, Sean. You're part of the show. This show is about Jerry, it's about Fabio, and it's about the guests. So
Yeah, and sorry, Jerry, because I really talk a lot.
no,
I
that's
really talk
fine.
a
That's
lot.
perfect. If you said nothing, that'd be terrible. So we were talking about your specs, like what your build is. What programs do you use to run your tests?
Well, mostly games, of course, but
That
I
makes
use some
sense.
synthetic benchmarks, mostly the Cinebench. And I'm actually gonna do some really interesting things when I get the new cards, mostly the new GPU. I will make actually a benchmark book to
Okay.
guide myself because I have something like that, but not at least not printed. And I will print it. I will print it. Sorry. Um, and we'll have all the steps. So I'm gonna benchmark these games, these resolutions. For example, the MSI Afterburner layout to show the actual specs, the in-game overlay with these letters, with this type of writing, anything. So this and that, everything with the benchmark book, I will do that. And it will be really interesting because I'll also have more data and more software. For example, ADA64 to test the actual read, write, and copy speeds of the RAM, and so on, so on, so on.
What's one of your favorite games to test the GPU? I'm sure you do multiple.
GPU, there are several games. One of my favorite games is Control, Remedy's Control.
I've
I don't
never
know
heard.
if you played
Yeah,
it.
I haven't tried that one.
Man, you need to play it.
Oh,
For
okay.
example, that's one of the games I don't play much, but that's one of the games that I played through the main story. I bought the DLCs and played all the DLCs.
Okay, so you're saying I'm gonna get
And
addicted if I try it
the
out.
game the game is really really good. Well, it takes a bit for you to kind of get into it because the story is a bit like, how should I say, it is a bit strange at the beginning because you don't know what you're going into, but after you learn the basic of that game, because the basic is actually a bit of nonsense, but once you start actually gathering the pieces, you understand the base of the game. I can't really spoil it much
Okay,
because it would end the fun actually.
I like that though. I like when movies or games don't really like give you the whole gist and you got to piece it together. Have you seen Pulp
Exactly.
Fiction?
No, actually. Oh, Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw it once. I saw it once. It
Oh,
is a
okay.
really. It's an old movie, but it's pretty well structured. Yeah,
Yeah, I like how that one like different scenes at different times. I think that's pretty
exactly.
cool.
So yeah, it goes back in time, then goes forward, and so on, so on.
Yeah, well, that's pretty cool. I gotta try that game out. It sounds dope. Anyone wants to
Yeah,
send me a code, go for it.
yeah. I can tell you one thing because I shouldn't be saying this, but when I don't like the game, I actually download the cracked version
Ah, okay.
uh, to ac- to actually see if the game is worth it or not. And
Yeah.
for example, the Control, I actually downloaded the game, the cracked game. I played through it, and after I finished the game, I said, okay, I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah, now that
That-
I hear a lot of people do that, and then especially since games are so expensive now, it's kind of hard to like drop
but
hard-earned
but
money on something. Go for it.
yeah, but that's the funny part. Remedy's Control was only like $30 at release,
Yeah. Um, is
and it's a marvelous game.
is stuff more expensive over there in Portugal than over here in America?
Well, basically, you have dollars and euros are actually worth more. But since we have our VAT, our taxes are actually way higher than yours, so it's more or less the same. But
Okay.
our salaries are really, really lower, way lower.
Okay. And where do you record at? Do you record right there in that office space behind you?
Yeah, I record there where my bed is. So it's actually, this is actually a thing that I'm gonna change soon. So since I'm eating the 50K, and well, I should be, I should have done this sooner, but I actually didn't have the chance to. But basically, I will move my bed to this part here where the sofa is,
Yeah.
and I will actually get that part in the middle because this is kind of a floor. My room is an entire floor of the house,
Oh, okay.
uh, and I have three separated parts.
Is that
So the middle one,
sorry, are you on the bottom floor or
no, the top floor.
the top floor? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's cool. Sorry, I was kind of
Uh,
peeping at your background right there, and I saw that sliding door, so I figured that might have been like to the yard.
no, it's that's actually to see the view.
Oh, okay. Oh, dang, dang, nice view.
Yeah, yeah. Have a nice view. I have a nice view here.
Oh, okay. Well,
Um,
go for it.
yeah, go on, go on.
I was gonna say I can't wait to see that change. Is that gonna come after the 50,000?
Yeah, most likely close to the Christmas um because well I need my father to do some things here and he is actually far away now. um but well I'll move the bed and I'll get a custom shelf.
Yeah,
It's called shelf.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a custom made shelf from one of my friends, which is a designer, a really experienced one,
Oh,
and
nice.
I'll have my all my hardware there. So my cases, my CPU cases, the boxes. I mean, the CPU boxes, the GPU boxes, and all the other hardware will be there. And I'll also have more space to record in different angles and so on, which is pretty nice to me.
Yeah, no, I agree. Multiple angles. You could get different shots that you like.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
like the lighting is all right in this room, but I have this little one right here. If you guys see on the video,
Yeah,
like
but for example, in my room, there's a lot more light than that because, as you see, is actually night here,
yeah. What
and I
time is
have
it?
like it's 27 past midnight.
Oh, okay, so this was supposed
Yeah,
to be
basic.
6 in the morning, huh?
Yeah, basically, I have here two soft pads with a pretty good amount of light.
Okay, yeah. Fabio's flexing on me, guys. It's cool. I appreciate it. It's striving me to improve my stuff.
No, no, you're actually pretty good, and I think your camera quality is actually pretty good. Do you have a DSLR?
Yeah, I got the Canon Rebel T7.
No.
Um,
That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. I was also looking for a camera like that, but sadly, I didn't find any camera that does 4K 60 FPS. And the ones that did were like 6,000 euros. I can buy a fucking car with that.
Yeah, damn. Or you can have a nice camera and walk everywhere. Not just-
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm using for all my shots, I'm using my Samsung S20, but sooner or later, I will change to a 4K camera, even if I have to go down to 30 FPS.
Do you have a Patreon or something like that?
Yeah, I do have. I do
Okay.
have.
Well, people, later on, I'll let him add his Patreon. He can shout out all his socials. Go hit him up on there. Go help him out. This guy needs to get a 4K camera. And it's pretty interesting that watching you watch the live, talk to me because I'm doing the same, watching the live, talking to you, and trying to figure out.
Exactly. Well, I'm not watching the live. I'm just watching the chat because I really like to be in touch with the viewers. That's one of the things I like the most.
Actually, I was gonna ask you that right now, so that's perfect. And since you're doing it live, you might as well use the advantage of being able to talk to everyone, right? Um,
That oh, sorry.
okay, so one of the things I wanted to ask you is, do you really like helping people, or is it more that you like sharing the knowledge that you have gained? I know they kind of intertwine, but
Yeah, yeah. It is a little of both, but there's a thing which I do not like to help everybody.
okay,
I like to help the people that deserve my help. If people are actually good people, if they are polite, if they ask for help as a normal human being should, I'm okay with that, and I will do the best I can to help them. And I do that in my comment section a lot. But if people are actually going to be jerks, I won't be helping them. And I usually actually answer them and tell them that because I could help you, but I won't because of your behavior.
yeah. So you give them a quick karma, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah, and I follow you on some of the PC pages too. It's funny because before I knew your name, I seen you like commenting on there, and some people would always like say stuff on your videos, like not that they know it all, but people just like to comment dumb stuff, like they do know everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That happens a lot. That happened today, like some hours ago.
Okay, yeah, and it's crazy. Like even for some reason they don't like your videos, they're still watching them,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they still have the nerve to say something like, if you really do feel like that, just go make your own video, make your own content.
Exactly. And I tell you more. For example, on my last live, the last live I did, I actually had some people watching. Was on the AMD event where they shown the newest RX cards, so the newest Radeon cards. And I had a guy. I had like 200 people watching, more or less.
I was one.
Um, nice. And I had a guy that was actually saying he was watching, okay, and he came up with something like, "Your videos are so boring,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Okay, man. So why are you watching?"
How boring of a person are you to be watching this boring video, supposedly, right?
Exactly. And well, after like 10 minutes, he answered again. So it means that he was actually watching all that time.
Yeah.
So why is he hating actually? I really don't understand that, man.
I remember when I got my first dislike. I don't get a lot of people. A lot of people like my stuff. Watch everyone just dislikes now because I said that. But I remember once I got my first dislike, I was happy because that means that someone was emotionally invested in my content. That they had they
Exactly.
felt some way, and that feels good. And I feel like that made me more legit because if I just keep getting likes, that's just people, friends and family supporting me. Dislike,
But
that means it's a stranger or something. So
but I tell you another thing. For example, there are people that they don't actually care about anything. They just had a bad day and they come in and they say like you suck because that makes them feel better.
yeah,
But
or
there is a thing. For example, it happened to me some time ago. For example, I don't know if you are familiarized with a website called WCCF Tech.
No, I'm not too familiar with
It's
that.
basically a tech website full of trolls where they actually fight each other every single day. And I was actually in that community for some time. I wasn't trolling, of course, but I
Sure,
actually,
sure.
yeah, but I wasn't. I always used my main account, and you can see that on Discuss.
Okay, you got
Um,
the receipts.
but yeah, and they were actually pretty funny, and I had some really interesting things from them, and it was really fun to watch them like burning each other. It was fun. So and basically I had one guy telling me when I started my channel, I shared some videos there, of course, because they knew me. And I had one guy telling me something like, "Oh man, just stop doing that. You won't get further. You won't get something out of it, out of YouTube, because you aren't actually made for that. So just quit." And I said something like, "Okay, I am the one that decides when I quit or not. Not you, and not anybody else. I am the one." And actually, after like 1 year or 2 years, I don't really remember, 1 or 2 years, that guy actually saw me on WCCF Tech, and he told me, "Hey man, I've seen your channel recently. I'm sorry for what I said. Your channel is really doing great. You improved a lot. Best wishes and keep growing, man." And
Hey,
that feels great, man.
yeah, I was
That
gonna
feels
say
great.
that's awesome, bro. Uh, when you have a hater and then, dude, even like that much time go by, because obviously you're not gonna think about them. Did you remember who it was, or do you remember them saying that, or
Yeah, I quite remember because they are always the same people there.
yeah? Oh, that's cool that he's your follower though. Your number one fan now.
Well, I don't see him as a number one fan, but obviously enjoys the content, which is great for me.
Yes, sir. That means you're doing something right if you're getting people to watch that didn't like you. Uh,
Exactly.
so how else did you promote yourself back then?
The same way I promote myself today.
Okay.
I actually share my videos on Facebook groups. Sometimes I share my videos on Reddit, where I get a bit of hate because they have one thing like they like to call ready quit, which is kind of an etiquette. I don't think it's called that in English. Um it's kind of a rule, not a rule, but something that people know. And they kind of respect that you can't actually post your videos because fuck reason, it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, and I sometimes get hate because of that. "So you are here posting your video," and I'm like, "Why not, man?
Yeah.
People want people want to know, people want to see the content. Why shouldn't I post it here?" "Oh, you are grabbing views." Of course I'm grabbing views. That's what I want. I want to expose myself. I want people to watch me, people to know what I do.
Yeah.
How can you have to expose yourself because nobody is going to do it for you.
Yeah. If you don't try to get yourself out there, people aren't gonna try to watch you because they're not gonna be able to. They're not gonna just randomly type in your name or my name. You
Exactly. And for example, I don't know if you relate to this, but for example, when I started the channel, some people were saying, "Oh man, why don't you just show the benchmarks? Why don't just cut the intro, show benchmarks?" And I was like, "Okay." And that will make me different from the others. How exactly?
Yeah. No, I feel you. And then at the same time too, is like, yeah, you could do that, but then it won't be your show. It'll be whoever's commenting the show because that's what they want.
Exactly. And basically, people would actually open the video, and then, okay, I have my results. They would close the video again, and they will never watch your channel again. And even if they do, they won't remember.
Yeah. They'll
But
just
when
remember
my
the fun.
face is there, exactly, when my face is there, when I'm doing something stupid, when I'm narrating something, when they are hearing my voice, they are watching my face, they say, "Okay, I saw this guy one time. Let's see more videos about him. Let's see what he brings to the table." And sometimes they subscribe.
Yeah. Hey, this is that international superstar Fabio. Yeah, I recognize this guy.
Exactly, exactly.
um, so since you get people to you promote yourself to get people to watch your show. What's a good reason to go, or not your show, but your channel? What is a good reason to go to Ancient Gameplays?
Well, the good reason is also the same, is always the same. I mean, and always has been. First, my motto is unbiased reviews. So I will never, and I repeat, never ever in the history of ever make a biased review just because someone paid me off. That will never happen.
Okay.
So the results you see here are true results made by a person that believes in that, the truth, um, and that has nothing to win by lying.
So you're saying you have integrity.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And I appreciate that because I think people want to see authentic stuff. They don't want to see like a commercial or a paid for ad. I mean, I'm not saying don't have sponsors, but you know, I like that. I like the fact that you're being true to what you see and what you get. Uh,
Exactly.
a lot of people like AMD because on their when they post their results of their stuff, they're usually more true. Like when Nvidia, you're the expert on this more than I am, but like when Nvidia posted their new 3000 series cards, they said that you know the 3090 plays 8K, and they didn't mention that it
Yeah,
was
but
just like two games, right?
yeah, that's gimmicks, and it's 8K using the DLSS, and DLSS is not. People need to understand this shit. That really makes me sad and annoyed at the same time and angry because people need to understand. 4K with the LSS is not 4K, and 8K with the LSS is not 8K. It's basically the LSS is an AI that actually upscales your image. So in some scenarios you'll have almost no visual degradation, but in others you will notice the difference, and mostly in others where there are lots of reflections and so on, you will notice the difference.
So what you're saying pretty much is DLSS is not native, right?
Of course, the LSS is not native, but it is a really, really good technique. I can't lie because NVIDIA, in terms of software, is miles ahead of AMD. AMD has good software in terms of drivers. They messed up with the 2020 drivers. They shoot themselves in the foot, but that's only that. But when it comes to additional software, NVIDIA is really miles ahead. They have, for example, the RTX voice when they completely eliminate the background noise with with the RT cores, so the tensor cores in the RTX cards. They can actually do that, and they do a pretty good job. They do a pretty good job, let me tell you. And they have something, for example, for streamers where they have the AI once again, like they have on the voice side. They have the AI once again, actually, for example, blurring your background, and that AI does its job pretty effectively. So if you are going to do those things, Nvidia is still the way. But if you're going to gaming only, AMD can offer you more for less.
So for content creators, Nvidia is a good option, right? Because
Yeah.
they're more for
At
that.
least if you're not looking for price, Nvidia is still the way to go. Yeah.
But Nvidia's been around for a long time though. I mean, they've had a good time to perfect their craft. So,
But AMD has years and years. They actually don't go near that because they didn't have the money before, and they still don't have the money now. But they are getting it step by step. If you know, for example, before Ryzen, more like in 2015, 2016, the AMD stock, the share prices was around $3. $3. They now in 2020, almost 2021, they are around $70. 70.
yes, sir. And what's Intel's at like 38, 35?
Yeah, Intel was actually smashed by AMD already.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. And they're not releasing new chips till next year, right?
They are pointing for new chips next year, and it's called it's the 11th generation. or the 12th, they don't know what they're doing now. They are just trying things because they don't know where to move. But they are trying to do an approaching of the cores like the cores you see on smartphones, the ARM cores. For example, they have a topology like Samsung uses, for example, which is basically big little. That's the architecture. So they have four powerful cores and four less powerful cores. So the less powerful cores will actually do the lighter work, while the more powerful cores will do the more demanding work. Now, will that work for PC? I don't really think it will, but they are trying to make it work. So
We'll find out, right? So right now, when I talked about uh, the Nvidia, you got well, the DLSS. You got a little not emotional, but you got this energy. I didn't mean to start the flame going, but I like seeing it. It's pretty interesting. I don't really get to talk to a lot of people that are into tech. Pretty much my cousins. That's about it. The random guy at my work that I seen him I seen him with the 3080 box, but there was a 2070 inside. He sold to someone. I talk to him about tech every once in a while. But
uh,
I like the fact that I get to talk to you, Fabio. This is a this is a
yeah, I'm also enjoying talking to you, man.
all right. I was gonna say this is a treat, like a delight. It's awesome. But we're talking about competition right now. And do you feel like you're in a competitive space on YouTube with so many PC channels as well?
Yeah, well, all I can say is that at least in Portugal, I am in the top 700 channels. I think 700 channels in terms of tech, which is not bad at all, taking in consideration I speak English. Um, but well, in terms of the competition you talked about, well, there are some channels and there are some things that we can't compete against, and they are not meant for us to compete against. This is a really a broad network, and we can actually do all together, and there are audience for everyone, and the same people can like two or three or four channels.
I was gonna ask you what PC channels do you like watching if you do watch any, or what tech channels?
Well, I watch some of them, although I may not like one or 2 points of some. But for example, from time to time, I watch Linus Tech Tips. That guy in particular, he isn't much of a PC freak, let's call it that,
Yeah.
a PC freak, but that guy is a genius in terms of entertainment.
Yes, sir.
No doubts, he is a genius in terms of entertainment, and he actually managed to start the channel in the golden era of the YouTube. So he was lucky about that.
He's
No,
he's a
well, we
founder.
can't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pioneer.
we can. Yeah, pioneer. We can't call it luck. We can call it luck because I could have done the same and I didn't.
Yeah.
He did. But yeah, I mean,
So
he's a genius in terms of entertainment.
I think Linus found the perfect balance of of being smart and like knowing what he's talking about, and like how to engage with his fan base,
Yeah,
because
but he also has people working on that for him, which is a big help.
yeah, that'd be
So
nice.
once you have the money, you can actually have really professional people telling you what to do, and that helps a lot.
Oh, okay, so he's got ghostwriters, is what you're saying, huh?
Of course, of course, of course, he has.
Okay, I have a ghostwriter too, but it's me. just to
It's their
spoil it.
alter ego.
Yeah, just to spoil things. And do you watch Jay's 2 cents? Someone called you Portugal's Jay's 2 cents.
Yeah, I saw it. I don't actually like the J. I like to call it Jay-Z 2 cents.
Jay
I
Z
don't
two
know
cents.
why, but because that's
There's
a Z. So
yeah, that's for Jay's because he's cool.
yeah, I mean, I don't see the point, but some people don't also see the point in ancient gameplays. What I mean is that his type of presentation is okay, but sometimes the information he gives is not really really trustable. Let's call it that.
Okay. Yeah, I feel you on that. There's sometimes some stuff where I'm just like, yeah, that could be a little done a little better, tested a little more, compared to the other guys. But I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
him in the entertainment form. You know, if
Exactly. For example, if I go for entertainment, I can go, for example, for Linus. But if I want really detailed data, I'll go for example, Hardware Unboxed or Gamer Nexus.
I was
That's where I'm going.
I was about to say Gamers Nexus is my another one I was gonna say. How do you feel about that? Um, I'll tell you my opinion. The reason I like Gamers Nexus, but the thing I don't like about him is it just reads like a stat line. I just you know how he just talks real fast and reads every single thing. I I like him the least in entertainment form because if I wanted to just like read the stats, I would read it myself. Like you were saying earlier.
Exactly, exactly.
So so
But well, for example, in terms of the Hardware Unboxed, I think that Steve is a bit cocky sometimes, and I do not like the comments he does from time to time. I think it suits him very badly, at least in some terms. I don't really understand why he did that and why he thinks he owns the truth. But nothing personal with me. But I just saw some things I might be wrong. But at least even from the videos, sometimes the way he talks, um, well, I kind of feel that, but may just be me, of course.
yeah, and it's crazy too because I'm sure behind the camera they might be a completely different person. You know,
Of
it's
course,
just that's
of
how they
course.
like to present their information.
Yeah, it's their persona.
And so that I kind of want to talk to you about that too because I a lot at work I have YouTube Premium, so I listen to it mostly more than I actually watch. I don't know if this is gonna help you with any of your
Exactly,
information,
exactly,
but
exactly.
it helps my day go by. So whenever one of them or you, when you guys come out with content, I'll go ahead and listen to it. I'll go ahead and it makes my day better. It makes my day go by faster, and I learn a lot of stuff while doing other stuff. I think that's the best way to spend my time, and I appreciate your content, man.
I appreciate being here, of course.
Okay, and so you said you had 50,000 subscribers, right? Today, you hit that mark.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
How does that make you feel?
I mean, it's it's just a number. It's not because it's not the difference between not it's not the difference between 49,998 to 50K that will make the difference. It's just a number per se, but it makes me feel good in a point that I know people actually look to watch and look forward to my reviews, to my material, to my videos, and that makes me feel happy, and that makes me feel like I actually am worth being there, doing what I do.
Okay, hey, that's perfect. I don't know that feeling yet. I'll get there one day. Um, does it? Was there certain goals you had in mind? Like, I guess maybe follower wise as well. But was there certain milestones you wanted to reach, or you just said screw it, I'm
No,
gonna
no,
make
no, no.
videos, and this is how it is.
Exactly, exactly. No, we all have miles, of course, but it's really strange because I'm just flowing.
Yeah. Like,
Sometimes, well, not now, but in the past, I was watching some channels, for example, and I was like, man, how can this guy have like 20K subscribers in half a year? How is this possible? How? Okay, he has good production quality, but what he has that uh, I don't really understand that because some channels just grow out of nothing, and I can't really understand that. And some channels, for example, have 1 million subscribers and have only like videos with 10,000 views. That means that you have ghost subscribers,
yeah.
or that the people that are going to your channel don't actually watch your channel. And you need to have at least, let's say, 10% to actually be a normal and certified channel. And at least in all my videos, I have almost, or in every video, the 10%, and the rest are way over that.
So it's kind of like, let's just say you owned a storefront, and everyone. I'm not saying just you, but like how you're saying the people with millions of followers and no views. That'd be like if you owned a storefront, someone walked in, They look at everything and then they walk out without buying anything, right? Compared to
Exactly, that's it.
compared to the store next to you, maybe they have, let's say instead of millions, like 500,000, and then they have hundreds of people buying stuff every day compared to the store that has more people going in but not coming out with anything, right?
Yeah, basically subscribers themselves alone don't mean anything.
Okay. And I don't know if you wanted to know this or not, but I like asking these questions to not just content create. I don't know if you like the term content creator. I'm just saying it
I
because
do, I do, I do. I
okay.
think it's the best term you can actually give people that do this.
Okay. So
YouTuber is a stupid term in my opinion.
okay. I'm not gonna say YouTubers helping YouTubers then. Uh, so I I'm fairly new. I've been doing this for it's going on 3 months, I believe. And so I asked you, you know how you said you don't really pay attention to like the numbers as much. With me, it helps me realize that I'm going on a steady flow, and I like the fact that maybe one day I can look back and be like, oh, I don't have to worry about this no more. I don't have to look at that. But you give me a different perspective.
Yeah, but I mean, numbers are indeed important. I didn't say I don't look at them. I just don't look at them that much, mostly in terms of subscribers. But for example, subscribers, I don't really look at. Yeah, I don't really look much at that. But I do look, for example, at views. I do look at the income I have, um, because I actually like to learn how YouTube actually works. For example, in terms of income. For example, I can tell you that in the recent months, with the same views, I had a lot more money. Just because YouTube remembered that my channel was growing, and they said like, okay, let's put some ads here, some better ads here, so we can have more money. This is how YouTube actually works.
Yeah, no, I agree. Sorry about my spelling, guys. I'm trying to change screens, type at the same time. Um, yeah, it's crazy. Like, so let's just say none of you guys were watching, and it was just me and Fabio on my channel. No live, no viewers. I still would appreciate this because I'm learning so much from all the different people I have on here. Um,
Yeah, but if you actually did that, the schedule live, I could actually share the link way sooner, and we would have way more people watching. I guarantee.
okay, I'll work on that. See, the problem, you know how I was telling you I do this on Restream. I'm going
Mm.
live on Twitch as well, but I think I'm gonna drop Twitch. I'm not as focused on there as I am on YouTube. So after
Yeah, but basically you can do the schedule on YouTube, and basically I think it will work. You just need the link and all that crap, the URL and so on.
okay,
I,
and
I'm telling you this because I didn't know this. I did my first real stream with that scheduled stream like 2 weeks ago, and I never did that before. So I'm just giving you the information to help you a bit on that.
okay, yeah, no problem. I'm not when I hear the advice you give me, I don't feel like you're telling it just to be like to feel superior or anything like that. I feel like you're genuinely trying to help me. You gave me some tips earlier in the week as we were waiting for this, and I took those to heart. I'm gonna go ahead and put those into effect as well. I hope you guys watching, you guys are learning about Fabio, the type of person he is. That way, when you guys catch him on his channel, you guys can appreciate a little bit more of what he does since you'll know him better.
Bye, Sean. By the way.
Oh man, Sean, don't go yet. I didn't see he was leaving. How has COVID impacted your work, if any?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I think it actually helped my work
So it
since people were
impacted for the
staying
better.
home. Yeah, yeah.
So not even like maybe you couldn't get your hands on some stuff because the quantity was limited or anything like that.
That wasn't so felt here in Portugal. That was more to the States and some other countries. But in Portugal, we are a small country. We don't have much people dying from COVID. We have some cases, but we don't have much deaths. Basically, it's just social media pushing the fear into people, but the number of deaths is not that much.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm really glad to hear that, man, and I'm glad you're doing good too.
Yeah, as I like to say, people need to be careful, yes, but they do not need to be afraid. Those are different things.
Yeah. Freaking Sean. Sorry, Fabio. I just read Sean's comment. Hey, love your wife, man. In both ways of that, bro. um.
But that means that you have a second wife because okay, if you are talking about the first one, you have a second one or
Yeah.
maybe a third one, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. If you have a side wife too, don't let the other ones find out.
You damn Casanova.
um. I don't know if I'm sure a lot of people wonder this, but do you get free stuff or do you get stuff at a discount since you have a channel?
Well, I started having free stuff only this year. Let's say half a year ago. Fourth wife, man.
Take it
That's
easy.
insane.
Yeah, I think you
That's
need
insane,
to
man.
slow down.
That's insane, man.
Save some
Well,
for
you
the
got
rest
it.
of us, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta taste several things before you know what you like. But fourth,
Hey,
it's an
careful with the
impressive
tasting,
number.
Fabio.
Yeah,
uh, anyways,
yeah.
so you're saying this year kind of picked up on that?
Yeah, basically, I got Sapphire. I don't know if you know Sapphire, so they only make AMD cards.
Oh yeah.
And I got Sapphire to actually send me a card, which was the RX 5600 XT, which was around 300 euros. So taking in consideration that Portugal's salary is double that, basically double that, so it was a big thing for me already. Um, Basically after that I sent an email to AMD, and I was like, okay, let's try this shit, maybe it will work. And I got sent back with an email from AMD Iberia, so Portugal and Spain. um, and I got an email saying something like, okay, we do not have samples for now, but once we have samples we will send you some samples. And I was like, okay, another shitty email. They will never contact me again.
That's a polite way of saying no, right? Is what you felt like they were telling you?
Yeah, but I was so used to that I really didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I actually received the email and they contact me back,
Oh, nice.
and I was like, what?
You had to hit refresh on your emails just to make sure it wasn't spam or
Yeah, I'm like,
fake.
what?
Yeah.
What is this? And I like click that, and they actually told me something like, okay, we don't have the samples you asked, but we do have. I think the first thing they sent me was the RX 5500 XT 8 GB,
Oh,
and I
dang.
was like, okay, pretty nice. I have the 5700 XT that I bought. I have the 5600 XT, and now I have the 55.
And
Great.
what's the 5500 good for?
Well, it is basically in between the RX 580 and the GTX 1660 Super.
Okay.
So basically, it consumes way less power than the RX 580. Generates way less heat. You can't even hear the damn card. It's dead silent completely. And the power draw and the performance. The power draw is way lower than the RX, and the performance is way better than the RX 580. At least nowadays.
Dang, bro, you sound like a commercial right there, man. look, look how
I
good it
mean,
is to get free stuff. Huh?
I am the data man because I have all that data in my head. So yeah,
Oh, okay, you're the data man. What's it called?
yeah.
I have a 4 GB RX 480, so it's time.
I had one of those.
It's time for me to upgrade. All right, see you later, Tim. I'm probably
See you later,
considering the
man.
new AMD. Uh,
Yeah, that's
what's
what
it?
I told you before. I'm gonna get the 6800 XT. It costs like 650 euros. That's more than a minimum wage here.
Yeah, dang. You're gonna get the Sapphire, right?
Yeah, of course.
Is that the?
So
Oh, sorry. Is that the? Do they have the FE? I heard they were doing FE, but
no.
is it
They have the
Go ahead.
yeah, it's the reference, but the reference one is made by Sapphire also.
Yeah.
They are the ones making the reference versions to AMD, but I'm gonna get the Nitro because it fits more with my color scheme, my main build color scheme.
Okay. And the Nitro is like their aftermarket one, right?
Yeah, they have two aftermarket ones. They have the Pulse, which is the lower one, and they have the Nitro, which is the top notch one.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking of getting the 5700 XT, the Nitro Plus. Um,
Yeah, that's the one I have.
and solid card, right?
Yeah, it's a solid card. So once you get past those most of user issues, because most of the issues are user issues, people can come to me, tell me crap, but I know that most of the issues are user issues.
Okay.
So only a small part of them are really defective cards, but those, well, you can't really do anything to those. But I know that AMD should do some things that they don't, which is testing more, for example, more monitors with the newest drivers, and for example, actually improve some departments, not driver only, but for example, the testing, not the beta testing part, beta testing, sorry, because they fail a lot in that department. So basically, you get the card is pretty nice, pretty solid. It works wonderfully, but for example, they do not tell you that you actually need the chipset drivers for the GPUs to actually perform as they should. They should do that. So when you go to the website, you go there and they say download these drivers, and they should have in the bottom chipset drivers,
Yeah.
and you choose them. Okay, if you have an AMD CPU, you choose the chipset drivers for your motherboard, B550, X570, and so on. You choose them and install them. You have to install the drivers and chipset drivers. That's how things work. But some people do not know that, and they don't, because they are not they are new to computers. And AMD doesn't actually give the info to them. For example, NVIDIA has a software that actually tells you, okay, you should install this, you should install that, you should blah blah blah, and AMD doesn't. And lots of people were having, for example, those mighty black screens that everyone was talking about.
Yeah.
Those black screens were fixed by installing chipset drivers, and I helped, like, I'm not, I can tell you that I'm not exaggerating. I helped thousands of people by actually telling them install chipset drivers, and they came back to me after saying like, hey man, that solved the issue, thank you.
Yeah. No, I feel you, bro. I was literally gonna tell you, be like, I'm sure, I'm sure you repeat yourself so many times that what you just
It's
said right,
exhaustive.
yeah, what you just said right now, literally this whole little bit, you probably know it by heart. You probably mutter it in your sleep, right? And
Oh, by
it's
the way, just let me show you this shirt. That it's one of the newest channel shirts.
okay.
By the way,
Superman right here, the
can you
evolution of
actually?
man. Here,
Yeah.
hold on. Let me put you full screen. There you go.
Do you see this? There's actually this.
Yeah.
This is the PC Master Race. So the evolution of man. You turn into Homo sapiens, and then you go into PC Master Race.
Let's go. Yeah, that's and then with the long hair too. Is that why you're growing it out?
No, no, and you actually have here the ancient gameplays also.
Oh, nice. That's also your logo
Yeah.
right there. All right.
Yeah, and in the back you have the Illuminati. You have the Illuminati symbol. So yeah,
How much are those going for?
I think they are going to 20 or 23 euros or $25. It's something like that. I have a lot of prices, so I don't know. I don't know them by
Is
head.
is there a certain website you go to, or is it in your description in your YouTube?
Yeah, you can access the store tab in my channel, and you go to Teespring, which is the official YouTube partner for shirts, and you can get them there.
All right. I'm probably gonna buy one just because you helped me with my show, so I might as well help you.
No problem, no problem. Just buy the one you enjoy and that you can actually use in the street.
Okay. Uh, well, cause believe it or not, part of making this show was what am I gonna wear for the show today, and I kind of like sticking with the theme of whoever I have on here. So you would be tech. This is under the
Hmm.
tech, and I don't have a lot of tech clothes, so I just wore a plain gray sweater shirt.
And you're fine. You're fine.
No, thank you. But I would like so I've had Big Head Tech. You know, shout out to Big Head. He I was thinking the same thing. Like, man, I need to wear a shirt. So the next time I have a PC guy or tech guy, I could wear I could wear your Evolution of Men shirt, and I won't feel like a straight commercial, but I'll be happy to help you too, man. Because like I
Yeah,
told you,
yeah.
YouTubers helping YouTubers, right? Which you don't
By
know.
the way, you want to know a funny thing?
Yeah.
The creator of PC Master Race is also Portuguese.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay. Are you telling us it was you? No, I'm just
No, no, no,
joking.
it's not me.
Yeah.
It's not me, but it's a friend. Well, not a close friend. I was going to meet him, but due to this COVID 19 shit, I actually didn't do it. But he's also Portuguese. He's also Portuguese. So it's a funny and interesting thing because Portugal has only 10 million people, so you have more than that in one city. And Portugal has 10 million people, but we have people in almost every place.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to a country that nobody knows where that shit is, and you have a Portuguese there.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are crazy. The PC Master Race is
Yeah,
spreading, huh?
yeah,
Nah, that's pretty cool. So you know how you were talking about the chipset drivers, right? My cousin
yeah,
Twanners,
yeah,
he's probably commenting on here. I think I saw his name earlier.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
he sometimes I'll get like a blue screen every once in a while. Something will happen, my computer lags or something, and my cousin will be like, "Hey, did you update this? There's a new driver. Have you checked that?" And every once in a while, I'll help him out with his problems, but he stays more up to date on it than I do. I'm a busy man. It
Yeah, but not updating is not always nice. Actually, it can break your system stability.
can backfire, right?
Exactly.
Like the new Radeon software.
For example, I myself, for example, in this computer works perfectly. I'm using in this computer the RX 580 with the Ryzen 5 2600X. Um, and I actually didn't have a single blue screen. Anything. The computer is perfectly stable, and the fucking FreeSync works wonderfully with the newest drivers because it has FreeSync Premium, which is the so-called FreeSync 2. So any monitor that actually has HDR, for example, or has a higher refresh rate, it is having FreeSync Premium or FreeSync 2, which is the same shit. Um, but basically it works wonderfully. I just put any card here and the FreeSync works wonderfully. My monitor is kind of an older model, and it has like the FreeSync, not even the FreeSync 1. It's like in between. It's like FreeSync 1.5, let's call it that. So with my GPU, the RX 5700 XT, every driver that isn't the 20.4.2 or the 20.8.3 will give me broken FreeSync. Basically, I'll have a lot of tearing and stuttering. But the drivers before the 20.4.2 were working fine. So 20.4.2 works fine. The driver's still there also. After that, they suck. 20.8.3 actually works. And after that, they don't work again, which doesn't make a fucking sense.
Yeah, no,
I don't understand.
no, it's okay. Do your rant, bro. Do your rant. Hey, Twanners, go ahead and message me what software I'm on. I forgot. That was one of the problems we had. I updated to the beta ones or the tester ones, whatever. And
Yeah, it's more the tester.
yeah,
Beta is even before that.
yeah. So the tester ones, and my game was crashing, this and that. So I went back. I think my FreeSync was fine, but then again, I have a RX 480. I'm sure they've done all the tests, like they've maximized that to its full potential, so I don't gotta worry too much. But
Yeah, yeah.
does your family designate you as the IT guy? Like, if something simple is wrong with the computer, do they always call you or do they ask for you?
Yeah, yeah, kind of that, but not as much as they used to because well, they know I have a job in this. Well, they at least now know. But at the beginning, when I was telling them, okay, I'm just doing YouTube, I can live out of YouTube, they were like, what?
Yeah.
But well, how do they pay you? How does that work? Uh, how can you live out of making videos? And I was like, okay, man, I teach things. I tell people what to do. I do comparisons. I do a lot of things. And my family was still a bit. For example, my father was a bit skeptic
Yeah.
um, on that, mostly on the beginning. But when I actually showed them numbers and I said, here, that's what I'm making in 1 month. What I have been making in 1 month, and the values tend to go up if everything goes right. Okay, you have to invest, but that's as usual as in every business. But these are the values, and my father was like, okay, so you can actually do this.
He saw your first paycheck and he's like, "Hey, not bad at all, huh?"
No, I was actually, for example, my first month when I actually got something, it was like €3,
Yeah,
which is like $4.
yeah,
Um, but
but
yeah, I can finally, after like 3.5 years, I can live out of YouTube, and I
nice.
have my sponsors that also help me on that.
I like
Yes,
hearing that, bro. I like hearing that. Like I said, that'd be the best for me. It eventually is gonna happen, but I'm enjoying the ride. I'm enjoying talking to people like you. It's awesome, and you inspire me, bro. You, I don't know if you realize that or not, but it helps me out a lot.
yeah, but I hope I do because, well, if I can do it, everyone can.
Why not
Some
me,
people
right?
just exactly. Some people just don't understand that what they have to do is to be persistent. Some people just don't understand that they actually need to work hard and just don't say, "Oh, I will work hard," because, well, saying it is easy, doing it is hard.
Yeah,
Um, and you actually need to to take your sweat off while doing your job if you want to get somewhere.
and to keep at it, right? You you
Exactly.
can't
Mostly
just
keeping at it.
give up and just be like, all right, well, I tried. This is it.
Exactly. For example, if I had given up, well, I wouldn't be here this year with 50K subscribers, which is a
Low key
crazy a
flex.
crazy thing for me. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a flex. I'm just saying this
No, I
because
know.
yeah, I got you were kidding, but I mean it's not a flex because some people don't understand that I'm actually pretty humble. um and I try to understand people's side, and I try to put myself in their socks, let's say.
Yeah.
um and people don't understand that because I really don't know why, because I think that people are so used to other people being pricks that they actually forget how people should be and how some people are.
Well, normally a lot of people that are nice and humble and they're not loud, and so the pricks are usually loud, and that's why you hear and see them more often than you do the nice guys, right?
Exactly.
And
um Sorry. And the society kind of helps in that. For example, when you see some women and some men, how they act with each other, people don't actually know what love is anymore. They are just going with each other.
I was
They
gonna
are.
say like Sean and his four wives.
Oh, my brother is there appearing back
Okay.
there. That's my brother.
Tell him say hi.
Okay. Xavier, queres passar aqui? Ou isso?
Xavier, vem para cá.
Anda cá, anda cá. Dá aqui fixe à malta. Yo.
Say hi to the people.
This is
Look,
my brother. He actually helps me sometime doing some recordings, and for example, taking the shots for my thumbnails and so on. And he was the one giving me the idea to start the channel.
oh
Basically, yeah.
dang. So you give him half your paycheck then, because without without him you wouldn't be here.
I didn't, but he has now a channel. He does some things once again about the cheats on CS:GO. Basically, cheaters versus cheaters. So playing one versus others, and it's actually fun to watch sometimes.
Oh, okay. Have you ever been on that channel as one of the cheaters?
No, I did not, but I told him to actually work on that, and maybe I could help him later. But I don't. Some people actually come to me and ask me to help them, But I also say, man, I always say, I can't help you if you can't help yourself. You need to work hard. If you work hard, I can give you a hand.
Yeah,
But I won't give you a hand if you don't look to improve what you do.
yeah. So no free handouts, but you'll guide them, right?
Exactly. But for example, some people just,
Tell him
hey man,
he could
just
take a seat, or if he wants to.
yeah. I mean, he's just like watching, but I think he doesn't understand that he isn't appearing. But well,
Okay. Oh, well. Bye. What was his name?
he's saying bye also.
Okay. Bye, cheater.
Um, Tá a chamar cheater. Okay.
Well,
But
that's
yeah,
pretty cool. I don't let people walk into my room just because I try to keep a little controlled environment for you guys. Um, would you say that I'm gonna try to kind of wrap this up now? I know you had a certain time limit. It's late over there. Are you a AMD guy or Nvidia guy?
I'm a pocket guy.
Pocket guy. What does that mean?
That means that I look for price performance.
Okay,
Doesn't matter the brand.
that's
The brand that gives me more for less, it's the one I'm gonna buy. For example, in my recent videos, I have a lot of AMD things, and I do receive some things from AMD. Like, okay, we like I said, I talk a lot, so I can actually slash in between conversations. But I told you before that I received the cards, but I also received, for example, this Ryzen 5 3600 XT was sent by AMD. And they told me that at least this week I would be receiving the Ryzen 7 3800 XT. Um, and basically, um, although that I receive material from them, I did recently a video, for example, comparing the Ryzen 5 3600 to the i5 10400F, and I actually told people, if you are in Europe, the i5 is the best option you can get. So it is usually faster in games, as the same core counts. It is way cheaper because of the prices inflation. It's called inflation.
yeah. I believe
Yeah,
so.
the prices inflation in America. For example, the in America the 10400F is usually the same price, $200, but in Europe it costs like 150 euros, while the Ryzen 5 costs 200. So it's a 50 euros difference, and in some cases for less performance. So it makes no sense.
Yeah, no, I get it. I feel the same way, man. And I was hoping when you said pocket guy that you didn't mean that you're on whose ever side paid your pocket.
Oh no no
Quite
no
the
no no no
opposite, huh?
no
Uh,
no, yeah, exactly. I just pick the best price performance.
okay. I think that's pretty dope. Uh, so what? So you don't really have a preference in Intel or AMD then?
No, no. Can I just sorry? Can I just answer one question from Tomahawk?
Yeah.
I mean from Flavius, yes, because he's saying he's talking about the motherboards, and I don't agree with that because
Tell him.
a B460 cost around the same of a B450 to AMD. Okay, it is locked to 266600 megahertz, and it is not really that great, of course. But since the CPU costs less, you can actually get for the same general price, you can get the Z490, and you can get 3200 megahertz RAM, and the i5 will outperform the Ryzen 5 3600 in gaming by a really good margin, as you can see in my videos. Um, but if you are looking, for example, for editing and so on, for more multi-threading, the Ryzen is still better because it does multi-threading more efficiently.
Boom.
That's all.
Fact check right there. It's. I think it's pretty cool that there's a freaking motherboard talking to us. Mine doesn't have that feature.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting because that Tomahawk was actually a meme for some time in the tech groups, because actually the Tomahawk is one of the best motherboards you can get right now because they have really good VRMs, they have really good capacitors. So hardware side of the motherboards are really good, and they are pretty affordable. So that's why people buy them.
Yeah, I got the Asus Tough Gaming, the X570.
X570, okay, you are more or less okay, but they suck, man.
Hey, hey,
The
hey,
two,
hey,
they suck.
hey, 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 relax.
Yeah, I got one DX 470 for my girlfriend's PC, and damn, that motherboard suck. That PC is having problems, and I'm like 200% sure it is the motherboard.
Mine's been great. Mine's been doing
Some
good for me.
yeah, because you have the
The
570,
570.
not the
What
470.
about the
That's why
550?
I 550 is also okay-ish, but the previous generation they suck completely.
Oh, okay, so
They are a piece of
the
crap.
current gen is good then.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of did. I did some reviews before I got it, so I think that's good. I was looking at all the specs, so I think I did good myself. Uh,
Yeah,
but
if it is working fine. I mean, I know that the problem is the motherboard because I tested the GPU in my PCs and the GPU was completely fine.
yeah.
Um, I also tested the CPU. I tested with a lot of stress testing and it was fine. But sometimes it still has some bugs here and there. It does some black screens, the mighty black screens, and I'm pretty sure it is the motherboard, because I tested those parts with other motherboards and they were fine, no black screens at all. So
Uh,
it's not the drivers, it's not the GPU, it's the motherboard that is actually causing black screens. People need to understand that also.
okay, some facts right there. So Fabio has been dropping a lot of knowledge on you guys. We're getting close to wrapping this up. We're gonna go to the live question segment. I'll read some of the previous questions you had. If you guys think of any new questions, now is your chance to type it up. I don't know. You might get a lot of chances to talk to Fabio, but here's another one. This is on a personal level, not a tech level. You can ask him, hopefully tech stuff. But if you ask a question, make it good, because I might not read all of them. I might
Exactly.
read all of
You
them. Who knows?
you can go a bit personal, not intrusive, but you can go a bit personal. I'll answer that for Jerry.
Yeah, man. We're not doing a background check on Fabio, okay? And I got a message saying that I passed 100 comments. That's my first time ever seeing that. So I hope you guys give me a big round of applause right now.
An applause to Jerry.
Yeah, see, there you go. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick 45-second break. Ask away. Now's your chance to go and ask Fabio something. Let's get it.
Yeah, ask something interesting because I'll have an interesting answer to you also.
All right, let's
Go
go.
on.
One, two, 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 two. Public service announcement for people out there listening to this funky ass back album. Check it out.
All right, here we go, guys. So I'm going to be biased and read my cousin's comment first. He's been a day one. So he said, what's better, a 16 gigabyte 4400 RAM or 64 gigabyte 2400 RAM?
2400. It depends on the timings also. And it depends on what you're gonna use it for. So if you're only gaming, 16 gigabytes and faster RAM, if your CPU supports it, of course, with Titan timings will be the best. If you're looking for content creation, for example, using Adobe Premiere, if you are using After Effects and so on, then you really want the most amount of RAM you can get.
Okay, I like that. Thanks for wasting your question, Anthony. Just messing. Hey, he could have asked what I told you earlier if you can overclock a potato. I'm glad he didn't ask that.
Yeah, that's a pretty good question.
And Rue M, he's saying upgrading 2600 to 5600 or 5600X worth it. Want to use the last generation support of the B450 chips, and do you love in? Do you live in or close to Amarante? Sorry if it's intrusive. I'm assuming he said live and not that do you love over there.
Yeah. Okay. So as for the first part, well, it is worth it. It depends on in terms of gaming, it depends on the FPS you are aiming at. So if you are aiming for let's say 75 FPS or more, maybe 75 FPS, the 2600X will be fine. But if you're aiming for more than that, let's say 120, 144, if you have a really good GPU that can push those frames, then you won't, and you will notice the difference between those CPUs. Because, for example, in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I guess the same will happen to Valhalla, you can't actually get more than, let's say, 60 fps, 50 60 fps in some parts with the 2600X, while, for example, the 3600X will get you like 70. So it's a 20 fps boost if your card can actually push it, and the 5600X will be even better than that. So it is definitely worth it if you're going for that. As for the question about the B450, yes, they will support. They will support only in the beginning of the next year, I think, via a BIOS update, but they will support the newest CPUs. And as for the house question, no, I don't live close to Amarante. Amarante is actually in the south, close to Lisboa, which is the capital, and I'm more in between. I'm from Aveiro, which has the world's best. Oh, what should they call it? Natas. What is a nata in English? It's like a thing they do. It's not like damn, I don't know those expressions. I never use them. But
uh,
well, it's not the candy, but it is something like, for example, it's a what do you call those things, like croissant and so on?
uh,
What do you call
hopefully
it?
you guys
What is the type of?
help
What
this
is the
man
type
out.
of? But yeah, basically, it's kind of okay. It's okay. Okay, whatever. What I mean is, I'm in from Aveiro, so basically, yeah, it's in the center of Portugal.
How'd you pronounce it? Amarante?
Amarante,
Amarant? Okay.
see,
All right.
Amarante.
So let's see. So where was that? Where was that? Okay. Let's see. So Flavius, I believe he was asking earlier, but here's a question: is your 5700 XT a real one, or a flashed 5700? I
No,
mean,
no, it's
it
a
is
real one.
it is a better bang for buck, and I think you considered or did it. I'm not too sure what he means by that.
No, no, no. Mine is the real one. Well, it depends. If you are really looking into bang for buck, you can get, for example, a 5700 XT used, second hand, or maybe you get, for example, let's say you get from the outlet. For example, I got from for a friend's build. I got a 5600 XT with a 70 euro discount, 70 euros discount. So from 340 to 270, around that. Just because it was outlet, the card was still had warranty and so on. Um, Basically was new, just didn't have the original box, just that. But mine, yes, mine is the real XT. But in terms of bang for buck, sorry, the non XT is really actually better. Yeah.
Okay, and then let's see real quick. Fabio, what do you think about the new feature AMD has, smart access memory?
Well, I talked a bit about that in my most recent video, where I gave those insights of the next videos and the special 50K subscribers video and so on. And it is actually a pretty astonishing move from AMD, and not only in terms of performance, but in terms of marketing. So no company today can do what AMD is doing now. Basically, they are telling you, get our pack and you get better performance with these parts together. Basically, you get the same performance as the RTX 3080 with an Intel CPU. But if you go to our newest CPUs, you can get even more than that,
And
which is in strategy point is really really good. And like I explained, basically, if you don't know, Jerry, basically it's how it's called shared access memory, I think. And it's basically how the CPU access the VRAM of the GPU. So basically, the CPU had a maximum access of 256 megabytes. So basically, if you wanted to access 1 gigabyte, it would have to make like 4 calls. So it would have more latency, it would have more data to deal with because it would have to go back and forward. While with this technology, if you have a Ryzen 5000 series, an X570 motherboard, and an RX 6000 series GPU, the CPU can actually access the whole 16 gigabytes or 12 gigabytes in case of the 6700 XT that is going to be released. Basically, it can access the whole VRAM of the GPU in one call instead of making several calls.
Do you believe that? I mean, to me, it kind of made sense that this is happening because don't they perform everything with those chips? And so since they test everything on those chips at like they use their graphics cards with their chipsets, and then obviously vice versa they test that. Do you feel like since all that testing in house, they use the same software that they're able to do this? Is that Do you feel like
Yeah,
that's a
I think
good reason why that happens?
yeah, of course. But they are trying to get more and more market because the company is made to make money, and they are going in that really great scenario where they will make a lot of money
Okay, and
because they have the best CPUs now, and they have really good GPUs, and if you pair them, you get even better performance.
were you surprised by the reveal of their new GPUs?
Well, I was surprised in some aspects. For example, the price performance ratio, really, really good. Um, and for example, in terms of some games that they were actually sponsoring, like the Godfall and so on, they look pretty dope. But I also felt like they needed to show a bit more. So I felt like there was so much more to show, not only in the gaming scenario, like I said before, the software, the AI, and so on. But AMD has something like the DLSS, which they are working on with the new Fidelity FX and so on. But it is not near as perfect. Um, but like I said, they could have shown more in terms of actually workloads that are not related to gaming. So actually, people that actually buy the cards to work.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like they figured their fan base is mostly gamers, so that's why they went for that. I'll probably ask one or two more if that's fine with you.
I'm fine. I mean, I have data and I have time. I don't
Okay.
really.
I just don't want to keep you too long. Well, I know it's been a while, but what's one or two more questions, right? Uh,
Yeah, no problem.
I went back up because I remember Sean. I think he got off. He asked a question earlier, and since he was watching since the beginning, I want to go ahead and acknowledge him. I respect him watching.
Okay.
But he asked, "How can I tell if my FreeSync is working?"
Yeah, I actually made a video on that. You
Oh, okay.
can you can watch the video. It's called like FreeSync Explained, and you can watch how the FreeSync works, how to know it is working, how to actually know you activated it or not. But basically, it's just by watching. You can use some software to help you see that better, but you actually have to use your eyes. So if you are looking at your game and you are inside the FreeSync range and you are seeing stuttering and massive frame rates and you see tearing, for example, a disalignment of the image, which is what we call tearing, then you actually don't have the FreeSync working. If you see a smooth image, even let's say x60 or let's say 50 FPS, if you see the smooth image, so no disalignment and so on, then your FreeSync is working and doing its job perfectly.
Okay. And if you guys want to go more in depth on that, go ahead and check out his video on it.
Exactly.
Let's see. A lot of people. There was a okay. So Tomahawk B450 Max, not mask. Sorry. Um, he says for beginner YouTube tech channels, do you recommend start recording with cell phone or DSLR camera? Do you mind if I answer this one, Fabio?
Go on.
Okay. What I recommend is you use what you have on hand. If you can afford to get an upgrade, then go for it. But if not, don't let that stop you. And Fabio, you want to add on to that?
Well, what I can tell you is I'm still using my smartphone. Okay, I have a really good one, but and I have a controlled ambient with the lighting and so on. But well, I will look forward to improve with a new camera. But like Jerry said, use what you have. And the most important thing is make videos.
Yes, sir.
The content is important, and make videos. If you are trying to get everything working before you start making videos, well, it will never work. Just start making them, man, and things will flow normally.
If you guys go back to my first videos, you'll notice the background is a little different. I first started making my videos in the corner of my kitchen, like literally behind my fridge. I didn't have this. I had the headpiece to my headset when I gamed on. I used that. The only reason I got the DSLR camera is because I went half with my fiance. She owns a clothing business, so she uses it to take pictures of her product. If you guys look here, this microphone I got it for like $60. I don't even have a real mount. I just have it on a little clip. So, I mean,
Doesn't matter. It sounds good.
yes, sir. Thank you. Just work with what you got. Slowly upgrade what you can. If you only have a certain amount of money for one certain thing, upgrade to the thing you need the most to make your channel better, and just work on that.
Yeah, I for example had the image my image quality was like really bad when I started, and I was still having some views because the content was actually interesting. So try to actually focus on the content, and then you kind of upgrade things. My first big upgrade was when I actually got these soft pads. Damn, that was a big upgrade. Because you have like controlled lighting, and that makes a lot of difference, because your smartphone works way better. Of course, any camera works way better with more lighting than the opposite. So if you have the possibility to buy, let's say, a ring like Jerry has, or for example some soft pads, your smartphone will perform way better than you expect.
Yeah, you could always make it darker, but it's harder to make it lighter if you don't have lights to help you with that.
Exactly.
And then I'm glad that we made this motherboard proud, giving us the
Damn,
thumbs
this
up.
motherboard is gonna bless us.
And then let's see. I want a new GP. Flavius. How do you say it?
I mean, I am quite surprised that nobody actually asked me to say anything in Portuguese.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
Well, there's Evo Nogueira that says,
Yeah, that he is Portuguese. He's saying like, "Hey man, Big Fabio, keep with the good work."
okay,
And
I kind of
thanks, Evo.
figured. Uh, continua. That's continue, right? Like
Yeah,
com in Spanish is like
yeah.
con
With
with the n instead of an m. And then
yo, basically, my smartphone is telling you utilize 2 gigabytes of mobile data,
oh, okay, so you ready?
which is fine completely, because I have 5 for video and I have another 5 for other things.
Okay, and then trabajo is right.
Work.
Work. In Spanish it's
Trabajo, yeah.
trabajo. Yeah. So
Trabajo.
I got the
Yeah, I
gist
know a
of
bit of
that.
Spanish.
Okay, so we kind of understand each other on a separate level. But
Yeah.
all right, I think that's good enough there. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I appreciate everyone that was live, that is live. I want you guys to give a big shout out to Fabio for staying up till I don't know what time it is over there. What, almost 2?
Yes, almost 2. By the way, if you want to answer some more questions from people, I'm fine with it, because some people have really interesting questions here, I
Okay.
think.
Flavius? No, Flavius. Flavius.
Flavius,
Flavius.
yeah.
Is it like that?
Need to open the A, fla.
Fla. Okay, like flaws. Like he says he has the RX 580, but I'm tight on budget. I would go for the 5700, but the 2060 5600 XT seems more realistic to me. Which one should I go for? Hey, and stop being so needy, Flavius.
Mhm. Exactly. Well, that's a really good question, because it also depends to your monitor's resolution. So if you actually have 1080p, even the 5500 XT will be fine. If you have 1440p, I think that the 5600 XT will be the card to get. If you can get it for cheap, for example, the Sapphire Pulse version, or the Power Color Red Devil. If you can get those for cheap, get them, because the cards are dead silent. They perform really, really well. I have one here, and for 1440p, they eat that shit at breakfast.
And
So yeah,
what type of monitor do you have? Is it FreeSync, G-Sync, neither? I think that kind.
FreeSync.
Okay,
I have
sorry.
two FreeSync. This one is FreeSync, but I now changed to all of them are ultra wide.
Okay, and does that matter for Flavius? If what kind of monitor he has, since he's considering what card to get.
I mean, uh, I myself can't go back to 16 per 9, at least while enjoying it, because 21 per 9 is definitely the way to go. It gives you way more space to actually, for example, me that I edit a lot, so I have a way bigger time. How should I call it? Um, it's basically your timeline. So basically I have a way bigger timeline, and I can edit a lot more, because I have more on screen space. So yeah, and even for gaming, the experience is completely different. Is way better with ultra wide. And every game now, apart from those shitty titles like Dragon Ball titles, and don't get me wrong, because I like Dragon Ball, but those games are shitty as hell. They don't optimize them for ultra wide. You have to do mods that take like 1 minute, but the game developers can't do that, which is ridiculous. But ultra wide is the way, man. If you can get 1080p ultra wide 29 inches, or 34 inches 1440p ultra wide.
I think my monitor is 27 inches, 1440p, 144 hertz. So
Yeah, that's a solid monitor over
and
there.
right now I told you I had the 4 GB RX 480. It pushes most games at 1440p, 60 frames. Some of them go a little higher,
Yeah,
but
around that.
I try to keep it locked at 60 though, so I don't see that stutter or anything.
Yeah,
Uh,
but if you get, for example, the 5600 XT, you can get most games like at 80 or 90 FPS.
no, I got bigger ambitions than that.
Oh, then you do well.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get the 6800 XT. I have a 3080 on pre-order right now, so
Oh, just stop that shit. Don't buy that shit.
no,
Seriously.
it was
The
the
card the card the card is good, but not good at the point of pre-ordering it. Expect it for a lot of time, and in the end pay a lot of money for it. It's not that great.
so the funny thing is I actually ordered it. It was out of stock, and then so they're saying it's gonna ship out on the 12th. I still can cancel it. I just have it on hold until I don't know. I really decide. I pretty much have till the 11th to change my mind if I want to keep the
Yeah, yeah.
MSI
So
gaming
basically,
trio.
I mean, basically you can get the 6800 XT. You can get more or the same performance. You get less power draw. You get, yeah, and it's way cheaper. You get, I mean, how much did you pay for that card?
I think it's gonna be 850 if it once it goes to charge.
850.
Yep, they
It's fucking insane, man.
with the shipping and taxes.
That's fucking insane, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
for 150
I
more,
think,
I could get the 6900.
yeah, and for 150 less, you can get the 6800.
And that's just is. Do you know if they're gonna price the like the aftermarket ones, like the Asus's ones? Well, I'm not gonna get Asus, but are those gonna be higher or?
Most likely like $50, maybe 20 to 50 or $70. The Aces will all be way more expensive because Aces.
Because ROG,
There's
what is
no,
it? The ROG tax?
I mean, there's no actual founded explanation for that. Aces is just like,
Name
fuck
brand.
it.
It's just name brand that you're
Yeah.
paying for. Yeah.
I mean, Asus is actually one of the brands that I do not advise for AMD cards. They are good for Nvidia cards, but not for AMD cards.
Yeah. Yeah. Weren't they overheating in the 5700 XTs? They didn't get this. Right
Yeah,
specs.
yeah, because they didn't apply the right amount of pressure
Yeah.
in the cooler, between the cooler and the die, and they were trying to blame AMD, and AMD actually gone to court with them, I think, and they
Oh wow.
said no, And they said, no, this is here. We told you to do this and that, and they actually admitted that they were wrong, and they asked AMD sorry for that.
Oh,
So, but
they were trying to save their
yeah,
image, right? Yeah.
yeah. But Asus is like garbage. I would go like for AMD cards. I would go Sapphire. After that, the Power Color Red Devil.
A
That then we have the MSI versions, the Gaming X and so on. They are pretty good in most cases. Then maybe Gigabytes, and then in the end, the Asus.
Do you have a
That's my
problem?
opinion only.
Do you have a problem with the MSI as a business?
MSI as a business depends. Uh, I myself don't have any problem with them, but I do think that people that have those problems is because they let them flow more than they should. Like for example, the Gamer Nexus when they talked about that. I think he has no need to tell that, and he isn't the savior of the world just because he did a video ranting about how MSI did that and those. I mean, if you are like I am and biased, and MSI comes to you and telling like, okay, man, don't release the video because okay, this PC is not that bad. We pay you the work. I would say, okay, no problem. You pay my hours. You pay the hours I actually worked on this, and I don't release the video because I'm not getting paid off because I actually am not saying anything good about the brand. I am just not saying anything bad.
Yeah. Um.
I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
No, I understand. So like, you're not gonna take a paycheck to say something good that's not true. Let's just say it was bad.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Not saying any company. Just this is random. But if they pay you to not release the bad, and they just pay you to not release anything, you're fine with that.
I'm fine because they are paying the work I had.
Yeah.
But if they told me, for example, okay, release the video and edit this part, I would say no.
Yeah. Yeah. I get you. I like that too.
if
Like I
I
said,
if I
integrity.
release exactly if I release the video will be released as here and as I said and as I want. If you don't want to release the video, that's another story. But if you want to release the video in my channel, my rules.
Hell yeah.
Simple.
My channel, my rules. I like that. Fabio, do you have any questions for me?
I do have, for example, how did you create your channel? What was the main thought that led you to create the channel? So were you having coffee and said, okay, I'm gonna create a channel with podcasts, or were you like eating your rice and you said, why not create a channel, because let's create a channel about rice, and then you said, okay, no, I like podcasts more,
Yeah.
let's do the podcast.
So the funny thing is, the name of the channel is Top Three Gaming.
Exactly.
I originally thought, oh, I'll stream myself gaming. So I was gaming and I did that, and I was like, well, what's another way I can get people to help follow my channel? I was like, oh, I'll make a podcast, and so that I did that, and it sounds kind of selfish, and with everything there is a selfish and unselfish reason to do things. Um, and so I was like, okay, this is why I'll do the podcast. And then I was like, well, and I'll tell you the name of it too. I told myself, well, if I'm gonna do a podcast, I'm gonna do it something that is actually meaningful to me, and meaningful to others, and something that just gives me knowledge. So I figured I'll do a podcast interviewing people about different careers, and I came up with the name because not only like, hey, if Fabio can do a YouTube channel of stuff he likes reviewing, why not me? You know, that's a example. And then
Exactly.
I also thought I would, like, you know how I told you at work I listened to a bunch of people's podcasts and shows on YouTube. I figured if they can do it and I enjoy it, well, why not me? Why can't I be the one that makes a channel?
Yeah.
So
Well, by the way, I just noticed that you actually misspelled my name in the videos title.
oh yeah, does it say Pasco not Pisco?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, I thought I fixed that, but okay, I'll fix it in the when it re-uploads.
No problem. If it is fixed, it is fixed. Um, okay, that was interesting. And by the way, I think the your channel would be really nice. For example, the Jerry's Show or something like that.
Jerry's Cho?
Uh, yeah, something like that.
A
Or
show.
for example, show or something like So I mean, okay, the Portuguese was taking over me. I would
No,
like
that's fine.
I was saying like sei lá, which is I don't know. Uh, okay, I think for example something like podcast with me or something like that, mixing up with your name a bit.
Yeah.
Um, or Jerry's podcast or something like that. I think it would be simple, but actually pretty how do you say something that sticks in your head like the first
Catchy?
time you hear it? Catchy, exactly.
Yeah.
I think it would be really catchy.
Um, I like the Why Not Me podcast. Just for the
No,
fact.
no, the title of the podcast is fine. I was talking
Oh,
about
the
the
actual
channel's
channel?
name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the channel's name.
Oh,
The
okay.
podcast, I like it.
Oh, okay. That's something to consider. Like I'm not even into gaming, or I do game it, but I don't stream myself gaming as much. I don't know why, but yeah, I will consider the name of the channel. That way, people can they can go ahead and figure out like what this is more. You have any other questions? I see Flavius has one, but you have a question, Flavius? Can I get a little time to shine, please? Is that all you had to ask, Fabio?
um well, I guess you can answer the guy
Okay,
about the
no
webcam. I
problem.
I also already answered them.
Can Jerry or Fabio recommend me a good webcam? What's a cheap, like a good, not cheap, but a good priced one? Isn't there like a Logitech one or?
Yeah, that's what I said, the C920, but you can grab one used for like 50 bucks.
Okay,
It's decent.
okay, Flavius, you gotta listen to what we say, bro. You can't just have us on in the background and not listen. Oh yeah, someone said that. Oh, you said the C920. Okay. Tonka toy truck. Why are you jealous? And
By the way,
I was gonna say Tonka toy truck. What do you mean by a channel focus? Do you know what he's trying to say, Fabio?
maybe about the podcast and so on. Uh,
All right. Well, yeah. What were you gonna say, Fabio? Before that?
I was just gonna ask you, for example, okay, we now have the how you actually started the idea of doing the podcast, but I also want to know, for example, what for example what is your family's opinion on this, on what you do, or for example your wife's opinion on this.
My fiance, she's supportive of it. She says she thinks it'll take off eventually. Obviously, if I keep putting in the work. Um, with my mom, she thinks it's whatever. I don't think she just sees it like as a hobby, and technically it is, since it's costing me money, not making me money.
Obviously.
Yeah. So yeah. Other than that, that's all. That's all. That's really around me that thinks of that. So I think they're okay with it. I don't think they feel like. I don't think they feel like it's a bad thing that I do it. So
Yeah, and by the way, this is a really out of topic question, but and this is for Jerry and for you that are watching. By the way, do you know this is kind of a title of a song, but do you know what love is?
do you know
What
what
is
love?
love to you? What is love to you? What do you identify as love? What do you think love is? Is the exact question?
Okay, so what do I think? Well, everyone, what do I think love is? Right? I think
Love in terms, for example, this in terms of relationship, not for example your father, not your brother, but your wife or your fiance.
significant other.
Exactly.
Okay, and I noticed you had is that a guitar back there
Yeah,
on
yeah.
your couch? Oh, I thought you might start playing the song while I talk.
Well, I don't play guitar that much, but I actually had a band and I was the singer.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah.
So, to answer your question, love, I feel, I feel like love is someone there to support you when not only like when no one else is around or when everyone is there, but love is someone there to support you whether you know you need it or whether you don't know you need it, and whether you're doing really good or really bad, they're just there to be with you and to show you affection in every way of that of that word, you know.
By the way, what do you guys think? For example, me love is when you feel the need for that person, where you are just away from them for from that person, and you are like, okay, I just need that big hug, I just need that little kiss, uh I just need to lie a bit to lay sorry to lay a bit down with her or with him, just get a big hug, just get their warmth, and it's everything feels better. If you are having problems, that person is the solution for your problems. For me, that's what love is. And let me just tell you that if you have someone you actually love, it will make your life better and not worse. If you are in a relationship and you are actually feeling worse than you were, then that's not a relationship, that's a prison.
Okay, if I knew we were gonna have a script, I would have pulled mine out. Okay, Fabio.
No, not a
Nah,
script, not a
nah, I'm
script.
just messing with you, man. So, yeah, I hope you show your girlfriend, his wife,
Yes, my girlfriend.
your girlfriend. No, okay. Well, I hope your girlfriend gets to see this because that was a pretty good answer. Someone said that bacon is love and love is bacon. I'm sure.
Bacon is also a pretty good thing to love, I must admit.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. Even though it can kill you a little faster, but what love doesn't kill you faster, huh?
Yeah, but bacon with a knife kills you even faster.
Ah, okay.
Have you imagined that?
Yeah, no, I have
Be-
not.
being stabbed by bacon.
Maybe when you get chest pains by eating too much, maybe.
The literal image of bacon with a knife. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, is that
That's like that's like Family Guy shit.
are you gonna make a T-shirt like that?
That yeah.
Flavia says he hopes you get married soon, Fabio. I'm
Yeah, I think this is the one. I've been dating her for like 2 years, and of course we sleep together several times, as man and wife, basically. And yes, I think she is the one. I don't see marrying any other girl.
How long have you guys been together for?
Almost 2 years.
2 years?
Not much, but
Hey,
some time.
it's longer than a lot of other relationships, right? And
Yeah.
Tonka Toy Truck. Sorry, he says, do I think of branching out, like doing reviews, hardware, podcasts? Jim is backing out of his channel. I don't know who Jim is. Great opening to do what he does, deep research, and then presents on a topic. I would visit his channel and his older work. I do have another podcast. It's called Top 3 Views Podcast. It's just me and my cousin's opinion about current news for the week, sports, and just like on the last one, it was actually the longest one. It was I don't know. We talked about just a lot of stuff. It's just everything that happens within the week. Like Costco stopped selling coconut milk because monkeys in Thailand were forced to do the labor, so they stopped. I guess because PETA.
Yeah, but basically you could do that in terms, not in terms of podcasting, but you could do that video sided, which would be actually like more like a
Yeah,
reaction with, of
with the
course,
video.
the
We
yeah, and it would be pretty nice, I think,
we do that.
mostly to the people that
We put video clips and how we react to it and our opinions on it.
yeah, but because basically you have two types of reactions of reactors. Can we call it reactors?
Yeah, like a nuclear reactor.
Yeah, it's a nuclear because that guy reacts a lot. It's a
Yeah.
nuclear reactor. Whatever. What I mean is that you have two types of them. You have the one of those types that are really charismatic, and they do not need many types of of editing because they are really funny and authentic as they are. And you have the second type, which is based on editing. So they are not really funny, but the editing adds the thing. um
It can add your own personal twist to the video because everyone else can watch the
exactly,
video.
exactly. And well, I really think that you really could do something like that. But don't ask much of yourselves at the beginning, because it's obviously a thing that comes with time and experience,
You gotta
and the
find your style
pleasure of
too,
doing
right?
the thing. Sorry.
You gotta find yourself too as you
Exactly,
go along.
exactly.
And,
Completely agree.
and my cousin Twanners, remember what you asked? What is love? He said love is your first PC. Is that a love hate
Well,
thing?
then my first PC, yes, if I we can call my first PC back like in 2006. Yeah, that was fucking love.
And Flavia said, "Don't mention the first PC. It brings so much nostalgia." But that was after Twiner, so I think he was just copying him. He said,
Yeah.
but he added some sentimental value. He said he built his with his grandpa, who died last summer. So R.I.P. to grandpa. Sorry to hear that, Flavius, but I'm glad that
Yeah.
you
For
look at your
for
PC.
example, there was a guy asking before if I actually, because I made a video where I gave some parts to my uncle. I kind of upgraded his PC, because he had an older AMD FX, and I gave him like a new monitor, a better CPU, a new motherboard, more RAM, a new case, I think. No, I didn't give him a new case, but I gave him some parts. And the guy was actually asking if I already gave him a discrete GPU, because I gave him an APU, the Ryzen 5 2400G. um, and I actually gave. I didn't give him yet the discrete GPU, because he's gonna buy the discrete GPU, a used one, and I'm gonna actually give him the Ryzen 5 3600 as an upgrade. Um, because I was talking to him, of course. And I told him, okay, AMD is sending now the 3600 XT. So when I finish my testing with the 3600 with the 6800 XT, so because this is how I work. So I get one CPU, the best CPU, let's say, and I test all the GPUs once again in that with that CPU, that configuration, and then I test all the CPUs with that GPU. So now, once I get the 6800 XT, I'll have to test all the CPUs again. So extensive amount of work. And then I told him, okay, when I finish my tests, I will give you the CPU. And he was like, of course, very happy. And I told him like, okay, you can now get a cheap discrete GPU. But well, if things go well, I may offer him one. Yes.
The best thing about it too is not only does he get a free CPU, but if he has any questions about it, just tell him watch one of my videos. It'll help you out.
Yeah,
So,
but my uncle was actually the one to put me into this world of gaming and electronics, and he knows a lot about electronics.
so he
Not
put
as
you on
much,
game.
yeah, because he gamed a lot, not a lot, but he gamed a bit when he was younger. Not now, but he knows a lot about electronics, and he still helps me from time to time. So I think it is well deserved, and I do explain that in the video. It
So
is well deserved, and he helped me a lot, really.
okay. I guess what I meant, or like that phrase is like he put you on the game, he put you on the scene, he pretty much taught you the ropes.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, 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 exactly.
okay. And I'm just trying to show you some, some slang over here, just some
Yeah,
talk.
yeah.
And
It's it's great to hear the slang, so I can actually speak more freely, freely.
ironic, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
freely. It's like I can't talk now. I can't talk now. More fluidly, more freely.
Yeah, fluidly. Yeah. But basically, it's good to hear that, so I can actually perform how I should,
Yeah,
because I fail in that department.
yeah. Well, hey, you know what? You're doing a good job, man. It's not too bad. I understand pretty much 99% of what you're saying.
That's pretty great.
Yeah,
That's a nice percentage.
yeah. It's like a GPU, huh?
Exactly.
Using all the
It's
VRAM.
99.
Hell yeah. And what's up with your mic stand, bro? I see you keep it keeps like
Yeah,
keeps
because
swinging.
because it's kind of
Ah,
a shitty because I use this to be like in vertical, not horizontal.
oh, okay.
Um, and basically, for example, you can see there, see here.
Yeah, I see that. They're
This is one of my tripods, so I have two of these, but I bought them recently, and I need to buy a decent one for the microphone also. I have this one from the era where I had the band, the music band.
oh, okay. So
It was
that's
like 10 years ago.
that was the singing microphone, huh? Whatever happened to
Yeah.
your band?
Well, we got basically we were like pulling to different directions, and
Ah,
basically,
like
and
like the
recently,
Beatles, huh?
yeah, and recently they actually wanted to regroup, but I told them, okay, I don't have the time to, and nor I have the will to. So,
He's too big, guys. He's too big. He's a superstar now. What Beatle would you say you are?
oh, none of them, none of
Oh,
them.
okay.
The Beatles and the people themselves are really complicated, and if you push that to music, it's even more because music tends to give you lots of feelings that you sometimes don't know that you have. You know, when you are actually singing in the shower or actually hearing that part of that song that you really like, and you have like those shivers. It's like what you say, like the shivers down your spine, like
Yeah, not the cold water.
that. Yeah, that damn feeling, and you say, damn, this part is awesome, man. um, Music does that a lot, and when you're doing music it's exactly the same. But then you have that feeling with that song in that case, but your bassist don't.
Yeah,
Your guitar guy has the same feeling as you, but the drummer don't. And so it is not easy to do those things, to do music, and I really appreciate the bands that can stay together, for the best and for the worst.
yeah. So pretty much you guys all got to be on the same page and
Exactly.
on the same vibe.
Exactly, because for example, I myself didn't have any kind of problem by singing or doing other types of music, but some of the elements kind of had. And sadly, in Portugal, we are only 10 million, so we are not many people, and most of them are old people, and old people don't understand new music. um, and when I say new music, I do say new music, not new shit, because there are lots of new shit. That's not even music. That's songs mixing with other things. That's not music. Music is that thing that really takes you to some place, to somewhere, when you close your eyes and you have that feeling that you are getting a message.
Dang.
Okay, so that thing that you hear, for example, on discos, that's not music.
Yeah, it's
That's
just instruments.
songs. Yeah, instruments. That's like sounds mixing with others, and you get that vibe, but it passes on. Music is the thing that you hear now, and it sounds good. You hear it from 10 years now, 10 years in the future, and it still sounds good.
so
That's music.
so good music lasts forever.
Exactly.
Whatever music is just for the now, just temporary,
Exactly. Exactly.
or for the moment, I guess. There you go. That's a good one.
That's the difference between music and commercial sounds.
Dang, dang, man. You know, I did not even think we were gonna be talking about this.
Yeah, I mean, I think we are up to everything by now.
Yeah, I believe so. And you know what? I feel like that's a good way to end it, right? Everyone got to find out
I
this
think.
this other creative side of yours. You know, they think you're just a tech guy, but Fabio here, he has emotions. You know, he cares about the love of his life. He cares about music,
Exactly.
and you know, he cares about his channel, and he cares about everyone watching. So,
I think that's one question that you should actually ask people when you have this. You kind of should ask them, for example, their biggest fear. What is your biggest fear?
either biggest fear relating to their line of work or just biggest fear in general.
No, no, no. To in general.
In general. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, Fabio, uh, what's your biggest fear?
you can't answer with another question.
Oh,
That's
you're asking me what's my biggest fear?
yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were asking me to ask you. Um,
No, I will answer after that,
okay.
but I want to hear yours.
Okay. Well, my biggest fear. I know this might sound crazy, everyone, but my biggest fear is not having any money. And I
Hmm.
not for a material reason, but I need money to support myself, to support my fiance, and to support my future family. So, my biggest fear is not having any money, but my I guess to go with that, my other fear would be to be stuck somewhere doing something I don't like to stay away from that fear.
That's pretty normal, man. Because well, some people say, "Oh, all you need is to be healthy. Money is not important." But you can't be healthy if you don't have money,
Yeah.
because your mental health will be completely destroyed by the feeling of not being able to get money constantly. So that fear of constantly kind of being pushed out of your house, so that fear that you can't have a stable life,
Yeah. I
that's
agree.
normal.
And
Humans do not like those fears. They like stability,
yes,
and they
sir.
like routines and so on.
Yeah, yes, sir. So that's yeah, if I had to say that's my fear. I don't know if it sounds superficial or not, but I mean it's life. I can't. I gotta support myself and my family. So
Exactly, and I completely agree.
so so what's and like Flavia said, my biggest fear isn't the money. It's not being able to provide for myself or for my family.
Exactly.
And what's your biggest fear, Fabio?
My biggest fear is, it's a bit more sentimental, because when you actually, it's kind of connected to what we were talking about, like the love, and now not the love for your other part, but the love for your brothers, for your mothers, for one of my biggest fears is actually watching them die, with me not being able to do anything, or watching them die before me. That will completely break me. In some, while I tend to be a little cold, I know that in some things I break down completely, and these those are one of the things.
Uh, I understand that. My mother would always tell me that she doesn't want to have to bury me. She doesn't want to have to be at my funeral. She wants to, she wants to pass away before I do, which, it makes sense. Um,
Obviously.
yeah, so I completely understand where you come from on that. I think maybe because I'm still younger and I'm still trying to succeed in life, that mine, I guess, is a little more oriented on actually being able to succeed. So
Yeah, but just remember one thing. Because people actually do not like to spend time, or they don't want to spend time actually taking care of their mental health, like vacations and so on. They do not want to do that. But like has been said, people tend to think that they live forever, and they live like they were gonna live forever, but they don't. And when they actually understand what their lives were about, they actually didn't live. They were just surviving, and those are different things.
yeah, I work I work at the post office. I work about 6 days a week. Um, Currently, I've been getting off earlier, and I've been having an extra day off. But probably for the past 3 years, I've been working my whole life, just making money. Well, see, this isn't just even the making money, but like I said, it's important right now for me. I'm just trying to pay things off, trying to get a house. But I've been working so much that I finally said, you know what? I need to take a break. I need to spend time with my fiance. I need to spend time doing other things I want to do, because at the end of the day, I'm never gonna get that time back, and I'm never gonna be able to be this young and do the things I want to do now because later on I'll have different things in life that might be able to stop me from doing what I want to do now.
Exactly. By the way, how old are you?
How old do I look?
I don't know. In the early 20s.
28. No, 27. I
28.
turned 28 in
27.
February.
That's pretty nice. So you have the same age as me. I'm
Okay.
27 also.
Oh, nice. Dang.
93.
The 93. When's That's crazy. That's sick. When's your what month were you born?
My birthday is 5 October, so it's actually a national holiday in Portugal.
What holiday is that?
Is the one of the independence. Maybe that's why I'm so against all this shit and corruption and so on.
Oh, okay. It's
I
not
was born in that day after all.
okay. That's where you got your independence, right? That's pretty awesome. It's not National
Yeah.
Fabio Pisco Day.
Yeah, no, but I came out like, okay, let's end this shit, let's end corruption.
Yeah.
Oh, I just born. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, you did.
Still up to the task.
You're a martyr, huh? Just
Yeah,
sac-
almost like that.
No, that's awesome. Twiners. My biggest fear is breaking my motherboard with static charge. um, and then
Well, at least I one time bricked literally a GPU with a literal brick.
how
I bricked it with a brick. Like,
what it do? What it do to make you mad?
I mean, it was just was just not working properly, so I had to give it some treatment, some Fabio Pisco treatment.
Oh, okay. Dang. Take it easy, bro.
Oh, sometimes I mean I'm a really calm guy, but when people push my shit to the limits, I'm like
You grab a
I'm like a
brick.
tornado. I'm like a tornado.
You're like a tornado. You throw a brick everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, but people can't stand much at my side because I really I swear a lot and I'm like fuck this shit, fucking product isn't working as it should. Fuck this shit. I'm gonna break this shit. I'm gonna break that. Not that I'm going to do it, but I am really mad when that
Yeah,
happens.
in a non-violent way, right? To people.
Okay.
All right, you're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
All
I'm
right.
just gonna sleep in a bit.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you, everyone watching. Quick shout out to Flavius, Ivo Noguera, Tomahawk B450 Max, Twanners, and of course,
Let's. Oh
uh,
man, Jerry, just let me tell that you just can't actually thank a motherboard without thanking the other motherboard. So
well, the other
just don't
motherboards
thank
aren't the other motherboards aren't watching, so that's their fault.
just them motherboards, just them motherboards.
Yeah, so I would thank more of them if they were watching, but they're not. So you know what?
Yeah, okay, you damn gigabyte
Yeah.
MSI rules.
Yeah, exactly. Or Asus.
I don't care. I don't care about them buying the reviewers. All I care is that their motherboards are watching this.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you know what? Fabio has integrity. I haven't got there yet. And so Shrapnel, you guys are dope. I want to say thanks to Tonka Toy Truck. You've been interacting with all of us. There was one more. What was his name? Something Roland. I think Sean.
Sean, exactly, Sean.
Okay. Well, oh Rue M. You guys really made this entertaining. Big shout out to Fabio. Big shout out to reaching 50,000 subscribers. Like I said,
Thanks, Jerry.
you're inspirational.
You'll get there.
Yeah,
Even bigger, maybe.
this got really this really got introspective and emotional at the end. I wasn't expecting that, but so one last question before I go log off. Where can they find your channel and where can they find your social medias?
Well, easy. Maybe you can even go to this comment, to this pinned comment in this video. Maybe if Jerry does the favor, and they have the ancient gameplays. If you look ancient gameplays on YouTube, you can actually have all the data you need, and you can find me on Facebook, also ancient gameplay, Twitter, Instagram. Instagram is more kind of a mix of personal and enterprise. while the Facebook is completely about the channel. So yeah, basically that's it. You can find me on Patreon also, and Twitter. I already said Twitter because Twitter is, I don't know how Twitter works. That's Twitter. I don't know who found Twitter. That
Okay.
makes no sense. Twitter makes no sense. The way that you answer the comments and you read them
It is
makes no
confusing.
sense.
Yeah, it is confusing. And hey, Flavius, you guys live might have came for Fabio right now. Other people that aren't watching this live could come from somewhere else. So he needs to get it out there. I gotta help him share. That's the least I can do. I'm doing him a favor. And how do you get to your Patreon? I've never even been on Patreon.
Well, basically, just go there and search for ancient gameplays, or you can go to my channel. If you go to my channel, you actually have on the, if you go to the PC part, so if you actually access the channel page on the PC, you have on the right top, the right top corner, top right, top
Yeah,
right, yes, top right
whatever,
corner,
somewhere
top
there.
right corner, and you have there several things like the Twitter, like the Patreon, and so on. I think I have like 5 patrons, which gives me like $20. I
Oh,
do not
nice.
hide that information. It's not there to hide. I mean, if they are giving, why should I hide it?
Exactly.
um and basically, as channel members, I have like 10 or 11 channel members, and I actually have a channel member that gives me fix 60 $50 a month.
Oh, nice. Shout out
He
to
was
them.
giving, yeah, he was giving me like $20, and in the last live he actually upgraded to the $50, which is the Pharaoh level.
The Pharaoh.
Pharaoh, yeah.
Oh, okay. That
How do
sounds
you spell it? How do you pronounce it?
Pharaoh. I'm assuming Pharoah. Pharaoh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just Pharaoh. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Okay. All right. See, well, look at that, dude. I should be in a spelling bee.
Yeah, yeah.
And the
But
only.
I'm really learning a lot.
All right.
It's the best way. The best way to learn is to speak with people that actually know how to speak.
Yeah. Well, then I'm the wrong guy. I'm sorry. And the only reason I ask is because I'm gonna look for your Patreon, and so I can put it in the description below. So whoever's watching this and wants to find
Okay.
it too, make it easy. I appreciate all you guys, Fabio. You guys want to find me? Obviously, Top 3 Gaming. Obviously, type in Why Not Me Podcast. You can catch me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I don't know if I'm gonna continue my Twitch. I might just focus all on YouTube now. Um, I have the other podcast with my cousin, Top 3 Views Podcast. I talk about all the stuff that happens in a week. It's a weekly show. Uh,
Nice.
I hope you guys had a good time. I had a good time. I'm gonna have to end this though. Poor Fabio's been awake for like 24 hours now. But I appreciate you all and have a good night. Let's get this. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you on hold for a quick 40 minute, and I'll talk to you off Zoom, and then we'll get going. All right.
Okay. Thanks for watching, guys.